Ladies and gentlemen, Rex Bear Leak Project, how the heck are you? We are going to have a lot of fun tonight, folks. I don't know if you are familiar with hypnotherapy and what it can actually do, but we're going to discuss some of the opportunities that hypnotherapy, hypnosis can actually achieve a higher sense of self. And we have a specialist on the show with us, Julie Poole. She is in the United Kingdom. She's on YouTube. She's on Facebook. She has been, I guess you could say, master of hypnosis now for quite some time. So you have been doing hypnosis now with people for about 15 years or so?
17 years now, yeah.
Wow.
So the first thing people say when I tell them I'm a hypnotherapist is, don't look in her eyes, don't look in her eyes. She'll have you doing the dishes.
The dishes. Nice. That, you know, you're good when you can get just quick, do the dishes right over there. Okay, count to 5. But so how does it work? Like, tell us a bit about yourself first, and you know what makes you unique, what hypnosis is, and then we'll dive into the real deep stuff here in a little bit.
Okay, so I trained to be a clinical hypnotherapist back in 2001, and hypnosis is traditionally you're working on predominantly the mind level, the thoughts and beliefs. So the way I describe it is we've got 2 levels to the mind. There are actually quite a few, but the main 2 that we use are your conscious mind, which I describe as being at the top and at the front. So that's our reasoning, thinking, logical, rational, intelligent mind, the awake mind, the mind that says, I'm in control and I know what I'm doing. And then if you imagine downstairs in the basement, an archive filing cabinet room full of filing cabinets, and every filing cabinet is stuffed filled with pieces of paper. Every single one of those pages are your thoughts and beliefs going back all time through this lifetime, right to when you were just a few days old. And those thoughts and beliefs, they form your programming. And so what happens is that people think that they can control their behavior. If I think about it rationally and reasonably, if I just use my common sense and my intelligence, I can change my behavior. And they'll try really hard to do that and then find that they're stuck, they're blocked. Because the issue is that these filing cabinets in the basement, these are the ones that run the program for the behavior. It's got nothing to do with upstairs with the conscious mind, and everything to do with what those beliefs are. You're going straight to the subconscious. So that's the basics of hypnotherapy. But with me, I've got 40 years of background of spiritual consciousness, and I'm extremely intuitive, and I work very much with the law of attraction, and everything is a mirror, as above, so below, as within, so without. Everything that's going on around you will reflect back to you, your inner reality. So I'm combining that with the hypnotherapy. And I've also studied for about 30 years people like Louise Hay and Donald Neil Walsh and Abraham Hicks. And I kind of am also looking at your sense of empowerment and your own vibrational alignment. And then I'm also, I do past life regressions. So if I can't find the problem in this life, or I can't solve it in this life, which it usually is, to be fair, 98% of problems are created in this life, then I'll look into the past life and find where it is there. And we want to neutralize it across all space, time and dimensions, because otherwise you're aligned with that behavior, that vibration, and it will keep playing out. So it's quite a whole kind of cognitive, emotional, vibrational, energetic thing that I do. Your mind controls everything. So if you set the intention in your mind, I want to clear this, and I'm prepared to clear this across all space, time and dimensions, it happens almost instantly.
And I'm also fascinated with some of the stuff you're describing, as reminds me of you're tapping into the Akashic records almost, and you're just like funneling this information. And somebody wanted me to ask you about, in the live chat here, there's been several great questions. I'm going to get to these questions, folks, so keep asking them. Great questions. The Akashic records, what is your thought on that specific label?
But the Akashic records, yeah, this is kind of a record of all of your lifetimes, all of your experiences, and all of your deeds in terms of balancing everything up, cause and effect, about every action has a reaction, and that basically we're here to live multiple lifetimes. And in terms of time being linear, and many of these lifetimes are happening simultaneously. You know, so there is the now and there is the future and there is the past, but really there is only the now. So many times we're living multiple lifetimes simultaneously, or we are still linked with the previous lifetimes we've had before. But the Akashic records are kind of showing you, say, over 10,000 year period, your growth and your development. And it's like a wiggly line, like you see on a spreadsheet. You know, it's kind of, you know, that needs tweaking and that was terrible and that needs redoing. And it kind of comes together. You know, Akashic records are all part of keeping that record, because, you know, if we imagine 70 lifetimes as a kind of lifespan that we have here once over 70 years and say, well, that was 1 year. Imagine if that was 1 day. Can you remember what you did on that 1 day? You know, in 1974 on the 10th of September? No, I can't remember, but the Akashic records have got it, you know, so that's what it's all about. And it's an important part of it, because at the end of each lifetime, we go and do this review. And I've spoken to so many souls when I'm doing past life. We've got to come out of this lifetime through the womb and into the place that is between lifetimes. And that is where the soul does this review of the previous lifetime. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What did I completely stuff up? What do I need to do again? What do I never want to do again? The soul does this review. So, you know, I've had 20, 30 years of this understanding of this soul review. And it is the soul that chooses the next lifetime, the parents, the circumstances, in order that they can continue to grow. And they'll choose a topic. You know, this lifetime for me was forgiveness and to balance up some previous lifetimes. So there's been quite a lot of trauma and challenges, but it was, I chose this. I take responsibility for this. I chose this on a soul level. And it is because within my Akashic records, I wanted to wrap up several loose ends, tying up loose ends of what still needed to be done or what hadn't been resolved, so that it gets resolved now. Does that make sense? To answer the question?
It does. Yeah. And another question that somebody has is, what are your thoughts on heaven and hell?
I don't believe in hell. I believe that hell is the absence of heaven, if you like. Okay. So I equally don't believe on heaven, that there's a white cloud up there with this utopian place. I think that my belief is that I equally don't believe in evil. It's an absence of love, you know. Darkness is an absence of light. There is always polarities, there is opposites. So you can say, well, there's heaven and there's hell, but it's really about, are you in your utopia or are you outside of utopia? And if you're outside of it, that's your personal hell. And it's saying that, how do we shift that? How do we change that? You know, I believe that heaven can be a place on earth, and there are many places on this planet that are absolutely heavenly, are the Garden of Eden. Look at our planet sometimes. And you say, okay, well, let's say that earth is heaven. If we took away the greed and the fear, if we took away the control, and we were able to take away lack and say, actually, this planet is abundant, is absolutely abundant. There is enough of everything on this planet, if we shared it, that everybody would be abundant. Now, that's fact. That's truth. And so, okay, earth can absolutely be heaven on earth. And I guess for me, heaven, when I leave my body and go back upstairs, is a form of leaving that greed, the fear, the control, and just totally being the light, loving being that we all are, all of us are. You know, I do believe actually some people are just born evil, but they're rare. Most people are made evil because of their experiences, and sometimes those experiences go too far that they could ever come back from that in this lifetime. But for most of us, you know, we are loving beings. We spend a lot of time in fear. We spend a lot of time messed up because of our past and our beliefs and our programming, and that blocks us from our joy and our bliss. But when we leave this body, we leave the fear and the greed and the control behind, and then we are in heaven. We are there. We're in that love, but with the absence of fear, with the absence of greed, with the absence of lack. We are abundant within our love and our light. And it's beautiful.
You could take somebody and get into their subconscious mind and delete their fear of death, maybe?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have no fear of death whatsoever. And, I've been up and I've seen what's there and I felt it and experienced it. And people describe this moment of bliss when you are just, it's an absence of fear. That's all it is. But it's incredibly blissful, and think, okay, so that's what's waiting for me. I've read too many books about near-death experiences and they all say the same stuff. I believe that there's incredible love waiting for us on the other side. But equally, I believe there's incredible love within us already. We just need to tap into it. But it's that's backwards, because we are already in it. All we've got to do is tap out the fear, and then the love can just be present on its head. We don't have to be as our parents show us to be, or our society shows us to be. This is 2018, a year of us stepping into our own sense of self and our own sense of power. Who do I choose to be? Who do I want to be? And surely we want to be happier and more peaceful and more aligned and more in control of our own destiny. So all we've got to do then is look at where the blocks are, clear the blocks, and go and be that person. It's that simple. Why do we make it so complicated?
Oh, that's really awesome. I like the way you put that. Absolutely. So let's do this. I think, what would be a lot of fun is maybe do some type of hypnosis session or something like that. What do you think?
So I want you to just allow yourself to go quiet. Allow your eyes to close. And take a few deep breaths. With every breath that you take, just begin to allow yourself to unwind, to relax, and to let go. Let go of any thoughts of your day, of your week, of your world. Just bring all your attention into the here and now, into this time and this space. Just for you, this is your time now to be able to let go, to unwind, and to relax. I want you to imagine now that there's a beam of soft golden light pouring down into the space where you are sitting or standing or lying right now. And this golden light is filled with power and energy, vitality. It's empowering and strengthening and lifting. And it's just for you. I want you to allow it to soak over you, onto your body. Allow it to soak in through the pores of your skin. Allow yourself to breathe it in. This light's to help you. Breathe it in and imagine it going into your lungs. Imagine your lungs relaxing and getting stronger, breathing deeper, breathing more powerfully. I want you to imagine that your chest is expanding with this light and power, opening up your heart, allowing your emotional heart, your loving heart, to begin to shine out through this power. It feels really good. It feels really easy, just so easy. And let's allow it to spread down through the muscles and fibers, into the blood, into the bones, into your organs, into every part, every cell, and into the space between cells, all the way down to the tips of your toes. Feel it soaking in through your face and breathing in through your mouth. And imagine that now spreading up to the top of your hand, spreading out through the pores on the top of your head and down into your hair if you have any hair, every part of you. I want you to just feel that. What does it feel like to have that light and that power, that vibrancy, that energy, as if somebody's just plugged you into the most enormous battery of power? Your body's not used to it. It could do with it. It needs it. So let it just soak in wherever it wants to go. Wherever it needs to go, let it go. Any part of your body physically that's not very well, that's a bit weak, a bit wobbly, just pour extra amounts of that power right into that area right now. And imagine any illness in your body. I want you to imagine that illness as a little black splodge, like a little black cloud sitting inside of you, wherever that is. And as that golden light hits it, it begins to dissolve it. You're going to imagine that little black cloud getting thinner and thinner and weaker until it just simply dissolves. You can feel your body getting stronger and stronger with every moment, with every breath. You're feeling more and more empowered, more balanced, more alive, and that feels good, and that feels so good. But the biggest part of your body that needs this light is your mind. So just allow it to go up and into your mind, into your conscious mind, at the top of your head. Imagine your mind now as a big empty room. And just allow that light to fill the room from floor to ceiling, from wall to wall. Imagine yourself standing in that room surrounded by this light. And it's as if you own this light, you're directing this light, and you are, and you do. I want you to imagine now at the back of that room, the door to a staircase that leads down to a deeper place, an even more relaxed place. We're going to allow that golden light to go down the staircase, lighting the way safely for you. And as I count in a moment from 7 down to 1, I want you to follow the light down the stairs now. 7, going down, down, 6, going down, down 5, going down a little deeper, 4, and going down, down 3, a little bit further now, down, down 2, and almost there now, down, down 1, and you come to the bottom of the staircase, and that golden light is all around you. It's all through you. I want you to play about with it. Imagine putting your hands in front of you, and imagine your hands are like torches that this golden light can beam out through your hands, like you're directing this light, like a laser light. I want you to shine it all down that beautiful white corridor that's in front of you, filling it up with this golden light, and begin to walk down that corridor. You'll be walking past doors to the left and the right. We're not interested in those doors at the moment. Those doors lead to different times and places. We don't need to go there right now. I want you to go to the end of the corridor, and there's a white door there facing you. This door leads to a room full of filing cabinets. I want you to open the door. Just step into the room, and you are now directing that light all the way around the room. Like a laser beam, you're in control in this room. This is your room. You own it. You built it. You own everything in it. You command it absolutely, totally. Have a good look around. Take a look at what your room looks like. There's lots of filing cabinets in here. But the room for you might be oldie worldy or very modern. It might be quite big or quite small. It might be quite clean, or it might be a bit dusty and musty. Just allow it to be however you imagine it to be. And however it is, that's all right. That's just right for you. So I want you now to command all the drawers to open, and they'll all slide open. And you'll see that every drawer is filled, stuffed with pages of paper. And it's filed from the front to the back, and it might be filed very neatly, very tidily, very organized, or it might be very jumbled and disorganized, and that's all right too. And every single page represents a different thought, a different belief that you've ever had over all time in this lifetime, right? Get back to the day you were born, your very first thought when you came out into this planet, into this world, every single one filed there. And some of those thoughts and beliefs serve you, support you, help you, are good for you, and those are on white and light pages. And some of these thoughts and beliefs do not serve you, do not support you, and those are on dark pages. They may be black or brown or grey or a dark color, but they're clearly not white. These are the thoughts that create fear and doubt, thoughts and beliefs that hold you back, that tell you can't, you shouldn't, you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, it won't work. Don't bother, give it up. You can't do it. We don't want those, we don't need them. They're in the way, it's time for them to go. I want you now to use that wonderful light that you're in control of, and I want you to zap those drawers and those black pieces of paper, files and folders, all the dark ones. I want you to simply zap them with the light, and you will see them just simply disintegrate immediately, as if you were hitting them with a laser gun. You are destroying them, deleting them, erasing them completely, totally, permanently removing them all, every one, drawer by drawer, all the way around the room, removing every single one, until all that's left are the white and the light ones. Take as long as you need. You'll find it happens ever so quickly, ever so easily. And those are the thoughts that end in enough, not good enough, strong enough, clever enough, quick enough, successful enough, determined enough, loving enough, all those enoughs. They can just be zapped, let them go, be deleted, erased, removed, completely, totally, permanently gone. And when you've done that, you can simply command the drawers to close, and they'll all slide closed. And as you look around the room, you'll realize now it's lighter, it's brighter, it may even be a little bit bigger. And as you stand there, you realize you're standing taller, stronger, more proud, really feeling who you are. I am in control. And I am good enough, and I am worthy, and I can and do and be anything I choose. And that feels so good. And now we can make our way back along the corridor, coming out of that room, and the door will close gently behind you, and making your way back to the staircase. And as you approach the stairs now, and I begin to count in a moment from 1 up to 7, just feeling yourself ascending back up the staircase now, coming up the stairs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and coming back into the room, and conscious awareness 7, and your eyes are beginning to open, and you are awake. Your eyes are open, and you are awake, feeling rested, relaxed, empowered, strong, and amazing.